informs the audience that while the story and events are based on the original manga, the images used are not from the official source. The scene shifts to Rei's house, where 2 weeks have passed. During this time, Ryu had no particular events to attend, so he spent all his time at home. He was constantly thinking about the future and needed some rest from everything happening in the world. However, that period of rest was about to come to an end. Ryu was looking at his smartphone, browsing an internet group created by players participating in the death game. After some consideration, he tapped the join button, becoming a member of the Player World Order. It was finally time for him to take action. He had decided to obtain one of the 5 real-world runes, the clone rune. Just then, a knock sounded on the door, and Ryu-Wan entered. Curious, he asked Ryu-Min what he was doing. Ryu-Min responded that he was using the internet and asked if Ryu-Wan needed anything. Ryu-Wan mentioned that he wanted to go out for lunch, expressing his exhaustion from always eating delivery food. However, Ryu-Min declined, explaining that he might have a lunch appointment. Ryu-Wan perked up at the word appointment and asked if he actually had one or not. Ryu-Min let out a playful laugh before leaving the house and heading to the streets. After some time, Ryu-Min arrived at the world-changing cafe, which he had discovered online. As he entered, a man approached him and asked if he was a player. Ryu-Min confirmed, and the interviewer then asked for his nickname. Ryu-Min introduced himself as Little Cockle from Zone 122 to 127, stating that he had fluctuated between the 4th and 10th ranks. The interviewer then guided him to a seat. A short while later, another person arrived. It was Shim Hyung. He was the same individual that Ryu-Min had killed in the 4th round. The interviewer asked Shim Hyung for his nickname, to which he responded, Black Flame Dragon. The interviewer greeted him warmly and introduced him to Ryu-Min. Little Cockle, this is Black Flame Dragon. Since you might become fellow cafe members, feel free to exchange greetings. Shim Hyung looked at Ryu-Min and thought to himself, is this kid also a player? He doesn't even seem worth a fight. Despite his doubts, he greeted Ryu-Min, who returned the greeting. The interviewer then invited Shim Hyung to take a seat, explaining that they would begin the interview once another participant arrived. Moments later, the sound of a door opening drew everyone's attention. A man entered, and the interviewer asked for his nickname. Without hesitation, the newcomer responded, Black Scythe. A stunned silence filled the room. Everyone was taken aback except for the interviewer, who already knew of Black Scythe's identity. Extending a handshake, the interviewer welcomed him warmly. As I suspected. So you're Black Scythe. It's a pleasure to meet you. After exchanging pleasantries, the interviewer turned to the other candidates. Now, please introduce yourselves. Ryu-Min spoke first. Hello, I'm Little Cockle. When it was Shim Hyung's turn, he found himself unable to hear the interviewer's words. His tense nerves caused his back to dampen with sweat. His thoughts raced. This person is the same Black Scythe who killed me 5 times. Because of him, I nearly lost my chance to rank among the top players in the 4th round. He wasted 50 precious minutes that I could have used to eliminate opponents and increase my stats. I've always wanted to meet him in real life and ask why he went to such lengths to kill me. Now, fate has brought us face to face. His thoughts were interrupted by the interviewer's voice. Black Flame Dragon? What's going on? Aren't you going to greet him? Shim Hyung snapped out of his trance and nervously greeted Black Scythe. Oh, hello, I'm Black Flame Dragon. Black Scythe nodded with arms crossed. I am Black Scythe. No one dared to interrupt the bold self-introduction, given his status as the top-ranked player in the entire region. However, Shim Hyung found the situation perplexing. What's this? Doesn't he even recognize me? He wondered. He had expected Black Scythe to recall his nickname instantly, recognizing him as the one he relentlessly eliminated in the 4th round. He glanced at Black Scythe again, but the expression remained impassive, showing no sign of recognition. At that moment, Shim Hyung realized that this person was an imposter. How could Black Scythe possibly forget my nickname after all the times? He killed me, he thought. Meanwhile, Ryu-Min was smiling inwardly. That fool must have worked hard to mimic me so perfectly, but this imposter holds the key to obtaining the doppelganger rune. The conditions for acquiring the rune of doppelgangers were simple, but challenging. One had to commit murder while impersonating someone else in a hidden location where the rune was concealed. And today was the day that this bizarre act would take place. The one impersonating the infamous Black Scythe would commit a heinous crime and claim the coveted rune. Ryu Min analyzed the imposter's thoughts. He truly believes he is Black Scythe. How foolish. It's surprisingly easy to deceive. Him, the imposter, who was currently assuming the identity of Black Scythe, was known as Kukuru. He had stumbled upon the rune of doppelgangers and eventually earned the title Doppelganger. For now, he remained unnoticed. But once he possessed the rune, he would become infamous, not for noble deeds, but for his malicious exploits. After all, he had shamelessly abused the rune's power for various criminal activities, from loan fraud to pyramid schemes, counterfeit coin scams, hacking cryptocurrency exchanges, and even voice phishing. There was hardly a deceit he hadn't dabbled in. He was an expert fraudster with years of experience. As planned, Ryu Min concealed his satisfaction behind a confident smile. Staring at the imposter, he thought, "I will manipulate this man's abilities to claim the rune of doppelgangers. This is an opportunity I cannot afford to miss." The part ends here, that the images used may not be of the best quality, but explains that this is currently the only way to watch the manga. The official parts of the manga will be released in 2 months. Viewers are encouraged to comment on whether they want the story to continue with the available images, or if they prefer to wait for the official release.